You know, it's interesting when you have a best friend that's completely different from you in almost every way, except for the fact that they are basically a geek. And this is sort of a strange concept that I've come to realize because my best friend, he works at Abercrombie and Fitch. He is pretty much, a very guy kind of guy. Well, I guess working at Abercrombie and Fitch doesn't necessarily make you a guy's kind of guy, but he is very much, much more manly than I am. And so it's kind of amazing. He doesn't like anime. He doesn't really like science fiction-y stuff very much. He's more of a kind of like everyday, like living for the now sort of person. But he is the biggest Disney geek. And it's awesome because I sit down with him, and like every time he comes over, I'm like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, dude, did you see the update for World of Color, which is the new water show that they're installing in California Adventure, which is right next to Disneyland for those of you who don't know. It's their second brother park, as they would call it. And I'm sitting there kind of going, no, I didn't see the new update. Oh, dude, there's a 25-minute water show. Like, they filmed it from the hotel room like 2 months before it's even supposed to come out. It's amazing. And I sit down and watch it with him. And we have this great bonding moment. It's so interesting because he's one of the very few friends that I actually still like to talk to. It's sad, and I realize I probably shouldn't even be saying this to a certain degree. Nah, why not? Most people I hate. I have learned that as I go through life, I just genuinely don't really care for people. I'm very much of an introvert. If I talk to you, chances are I'm going to be friendly, I'm going to be nice, because I'm a friendly and nice kind of guy. But in general, like, I look at most people as if they're insane. Like, they're from some other planet. I'm just looking at you going, yeah, I really don't care about your personal life or whatever. I've tended to learn that after about a year of really getting to know somebody, rather than having that really great connection there, like I feel like I'm getting closer to them, for some reason there's usually something that crops up that makes me disgusted with them. This is so wrong to a degree because I have horrible things in my past too, that if people were to know about it, they'd probably go, oh, well, that kind of changes my perspective on his character. I look at other people, and when they tell me stuff that's very personal, sometimes it, helps to strengthen the bond. But more often than not, I just sort of sit there and go, oh, wow. I'm not really sure how this affects my viewpoint. I'm terrible. I'm the most horrible, judgmental person in the entire universe. I've learned it. I have come to terms with the fact that I am a hypocrite. A huge, huge hypocrite. And it's funny sometimes. I sit around on campus basically looking around at people going, look at all the weirdos, when really I am probably the biggest weirdo of everybody in that entire cafeteria that I'm sitting in. I start looking around going, there's a weirdo right there. Oh yeah, that guy that I just met, yeah, I think he's weird too. But really, I'm just as weird as everybody else, if not more so. So what right do I have to impose my viewpoints on other people? I think this is why I have such a difficult time really forming close bonds with people unless I feel really, really attached to them. And it's not something that, I feel all that upset about. It's weird because so many other people say, oh, why don't you go out and socialize more? You're antisocial. I don't see myself as antisocial. It's just that there's certain types of people that I want to talk to, that I want to socialize with, and then there's other people that, honestly, I could care less whether I talk to them. I don't just feel like going out and conversing with people who I can't stand. Why would I want to do that? I would much rather, it's good to be open. It's good to be open to conversation, talking to multiple people. That way you can get a feel for different types of personalities. But there are certain types, judgmental again, that I can tell almost immediately. This isn't the type of person that I really want to be talking to. Sometimes 10 minutes later you realize, oh wow, they're really a nice person and I like them. But even nice people, I don't like nice people that much. I don't like, I don't make moral judgments. The thing is, it's more if they get on my nerves or not. You can get on my nerves whether you're a great person or not. In fact, great people who have kind of like a messiah complex, I tend to be more about than the actual, amoral people. Sometimes the immoral people, I look at them and kind of go, yeah, your perspective kind of makes sense to me, just as long as they're not killing people or doing horrible things to other people. Like, I'm very much of the mindset of, we only live on this earth once, and different people choose to live life in different ways. And sometimes you get further in life by kind of being a little bit of a jerkwad than not being a little bit of a jerkwad. Doesn't mean that I'm going to pursue doing that kind of life, because I'm not a jerkwad. I can't get away with it. It just doesn't flow in my veins. It doesn't work with me. I feel too guilty to do that. But some other people, the jerkwad, kind of Captain Kirk angle, yeah, it works for them. They should fight-o, just as long as they don't end up dying alone and miserable because they alienated everyone around them. Because I've met some genuine jerks that are actually happy being jerks. And you know what? As far as I could tell, they never killed anyone. They never raped anyone, as far as I know. They didn't, attack and assault people. They were just kind of the jerky personality. Maybe life screwed them over and they kind of went, when the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world. Like what Timon says in The Lion King. I don't, personally, that to me is a little bit extreme, but, to each their own. Life is a treasure trove of different sorts of personality types, and it is beautiful when you look at it, the fact that we've managed to get along as well as we have, considering how different we are. There are always going to be horrible world wars and slaughterings and injustices, but especially against the gay community right now. I mean, most people are homophobes, whether they like to admit it or not. Okay, not most people, that's too much of a generalization, but a lot of people are homophobes, whether they're willing to admit it or not. And it's the same thing that happened, with African Americans. There's a reason why the NAACP was formed in the first place, because they were being discriminated against. Even after they were freed from slavery, they were being discriminated against. And I discriminate against everybody. Doesn't matter what race, ethnicity, sexual orientation. If you bug me, as far as personality is concerned, I discriminate against you. It is my right to discriminate. It's a free country. I am allowed to hate who I want. This is MPig, and I am signing out. I'm so sorry. This is bitter and full of venom, and actually I'm not signing out. I'm going to keep on going. I am just, maybe it's because I've been busier than usual lately, and when I get busier than usual, I get into what I would like to call the joyful venom stage. And this is basically where, I'm generally cheerful, I'm generally optimistic. It's just that I look at the world through what I would like to call the Sweeney Todd perspective, which is, it's generally joyful, but it's kind of twisted and sick. Again, I'm not going to go around slitting people's throats, but I'm kind of happy with the perspective of, yeah, you know what, I don't want to overstress myself worrying about whether I'm going to leave a good impression on people or not. People are either going to like me or they're going to hate me. It's just like people who listen to me on YouTube. It's either you're going to go along with my blogs and you're going to want to listen to my problems. It's either that or you're going to post some kind of comment like 4chan did that one time and be like, die emo faggot, I hope you die in a beeping hole of beep, and be on hero. And it's so sad. I remember when that happened. I felt so belittled and so insignificant. I never want to do that to other people. Ever. It's not within my personality to do so. But you know what? Don't feel like talking to everybody either. Friggin' A. Peoples. This is Gotta Love Breath. I mean, MPig. Gotta Love Breath was my previous profile. Need to forget about that name. Gotta Love Breath is dead. Only MPig remains now. And I am signing out for reals this time, for reals.